The View is live. It's Guy Day Friday, and Alex Rodriguez is going to bat in Hot Topics. Flynn flips. The former national security advisors offer to testify if he's granted immunity. But will his own words derail his hopes? And Katie Segal opens up about her 15-year battle with drug addiction before she made it big on TV. Let's fire up Hot Topics with Joy, Sunny Hostin, Sarah Haynes, and Jedediah Bila. Now, let's get things started.
It is Guy Day Friday, and we want to give our guest the intro he's accustomed to, so batter up.
Now pinch hitting as co-host for The View, please welcome Yankee legend, Alex Rodriguez.
Pretty nice, huh?
You guys get this every day?
No, every day. But this is a better audience. This is a better audience. And that was your Yankees walkout song, Run This Town by Jay-Z. Welcome, Alex. So we have plenty of hot topics to get to. You'll be joining us throughout the whole show. But Sarah has a question for you first.
Let's put you in the hot seat. I want to start with the hottest topic. So I read the magazines, and supposedly there's like you have a new lady boo. I mean, you used to have a little, but now you have a lot. Come on, give us the scoop.
Give it to us.
When do we get to politics?
Right after this.
No, it's obvious. We've been having a great time, and
Who is it? Who would that be? What's her name?
Well, you gotta ask the question.
Oh, sorry. Should I call her J-Lo or Jennifer or Jenny?
She's a New Yorker, and she's big here in New York.
Hello, you're batting up, aren't you? Is that what you say, batting up?
I don't know.
Hitting out of
Looking
your
at me?
weight class?
I have no idea.
There's a term.
So she's in New York.
She's hot.
She's a New Yorker. She's from the Bronx.
Yes.
Yeah, we know that.
And a big Yankee fan.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's you and J-Lo are an item. So do they call you J-Rod now?
A-Lo or
That's
J-Rod.
what Pete Rose calls us. But we're having a great time. She's an amazing, amazing girl. One of the smartest human beings I've ever met. And also an incredible mother.
She's an incredible mother. Yeah.
Is there anything like everything I know about her I've read in the magazines, and I believe it all. But is there anything that you know that we wouldn't know?
Well, for one, she was a track star in high school and junior high. So she's an awesome athlete.
I knew that. Committed J-Lo fans know that.
She's a Puerto Rican from the Bronx. I love her.
Yeah. And she just likes simple things. I mean, she's a very, very simple person. Loves family. She's a great sister. She's a great daughter.
What's her guilty pleasure eating-wise?
Ah, boy.
Uh-oh.
She will kill me if I say too much.
Just give us a little snack. Make me feel better about my food
Little
choices.
chocolate chip ice cream.
Ooh,
and little
she eats ice cream.
chocolate chip cookies.
I like her.
My kind of woman.
That's my kind of woman.
Okay.
See, we broke
Not bad, Alex.
Very good.
here.
Not bad.
There you go.
Very good. He looks happy, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I have sad news for Vice President Mike Pence. Groupies out there. All two of you. Where are they?
He's a good-looking guy. He's a good-looking guy.
You know, I like the personality. Hello.
I like Mike Pence.
Apparently, he won't go out to dinner with a woman, we've heard, unless his wife Karen is with him too. And he won't attend any event where booze is served without her either. Now, what is he afraid of?
Self-control?
It's that real, the near temptation of sin that I talk about all the time. I mean, I think he's a man of faith. And what good is going to happen having dinner with another woman where booze is flowing? I mean, you can
Maybe he'll say something he doesn't want to say.
I don't know. You can have coffee. I think it's a sign of respect.
It kind of rules people out because I have guy friends. And, like, I mean, Max and I talk before I go out with them, but, like, I have some really dear friends that happen to be guys. And, like, we hang out. I don't think it's dinner without wine, so there's going to be booze. But we, like, we just chill. And I feel like it narrows you if you can't have any male friends.
Well, it also...
I'm with you.
Go ahead.
I'm with you, Sarah, because I think if you have crystal clear communications and you set the parameters and you say, here's what I'm going to do, here's what time I'm getting home, I don't think you should be able to discriminate.
Like, you go out with people, like, you have business. Most of your people in your company are women.
Well, there's a lot, probably 35% of our employees are women and at the executive level. And there's a lot of CEOs and CEOs you have to deal with.
Well, that's the point. But he doesn't go out with women. That cuts down on networking for women.
That's different, though. You have to remember, he's in first of all, he's in politics in one of the sleaziest towns in the country.
What town is that?
D.C. is one of the sleaziest towns. You walk into these bars, it is. You walk into these bars, you see tons of inappropriate behavior. He can work with other women. I think what he's saying is if you're looking to get ahead, I'm the vice president, he's the vice president, everyone is on a power trip in D.C. If you're looking to get ahead and you're going to try to schmooze me and you're going to walk into a bar and you think you're going to drink it up and take some inappropriate picture of me and then send it out there or try to get something from me, that's not going to happen. He's putting his wife front and center and saying, this is what I'm about, this is what I stand for. And you know what?
I have a feeling he always did this even before he was the vice president.
He's been married 30 years. He's saying if you want to work with me, you can work in the office. You don't have to work over drinks.
Over dinner.
But I still disagree. And Alex, please have my back here or I'm outnumbered. I feel like every time you're going to do something, like someone wants to meet you, hear what you do, maybe they want to get in front of you for an interview, they always say, let's get coffee, let's get drinks, let's go out. It's always a social...
Coffee is different.
I'm not saying you have to drink, but you do go one-on-one. I don't say, let me call my husband to come along. I'm a big girl.
You're not vice president, though. That's the difference.
But I'm saying
he's just vice president for 70 days.
And before that, he was governor. He was in a political...
And before that,
what that does say is for women that do want to get ahead, that want to meet with him, that want to get in front of him and say, this is
coffee.
I don't care if it's coffee, Sonny, you're missing that. I don't need alcohol. I'm saying they can have coffee, breakfast, whatever you say, but I'm not going to bring my husband every time I am around a man. I'm not that type.
You girls are suspicious of your men, is what I say.
I'm not at all, but...
I'm not. I'm actually not. I think it's a sign of respect.
To never have dinner with a woman.
To have dinner and drinks with a woman one-on-one. I don't think it's necessary. I think you can conduct business in the boardroom. I think you can people have a lot of meetings at Starbucks. I think that you have to put your marriage front and center. You have to put your spouse front and center. And anything that could embarrass that person should be off limits.
So does that mean, just let me ask you a question. Does that mean he shouldn't have dinner with Angela Merkel, for example?
That's not what he's talking about.
He said no woman.
You got one dude at the table, guys. Friday.
Rebuttal it, Sonny, because you're an attorney.
Yes.
What I would say is this, you can do a lot of damage at breakfast or coffee.
Okay, that's fair. So you shouldn't do that either.
Well, just because it's coffee doesn't mean it's kosher.
Fair enough.
So I think if you set the parameters and you identify is not social, is business, I think you need to do that.
So what would you do? You would call your significant other and say what?
I would say we're going to have dinner at Houston's from 7 to 9. This is why we're having to, complete transparency. Just let her have it, dump it on her, and let her figure out, and honey, I'll call you when I get home.
Okay, and I guess that way, if someone sees you, you're protected because she knows.
Well, she should know everything first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
It's different if it's somebody that you know, like, say, for example, if I go have dinner with someone and it's someone that my boyfriend knows, who knows our relationship, we've all hung out, there's a comfort. He's not talking about that. He's talking about the DC slime out there that is waiting to see his... I know it's true.
He was so yucky.
Walk into these bars in DC, look at a happy hour among politicians, and you know the history of politicians that cheat on their wives, that cheat on their husbands. I think it's nice to see someone say, look, if you want to get ahead, let's do it in a professional environment. You're not going to compromise my family or my values.
Because I'm not going to get into a boardroom with Mike Pence, and if I want to pitch something, or not that I want to be in a boardroom with Mike Pence, but
there
aren't a lot of opportunities.
All right,
no, you can get into a boardroom.
All right, Alex is going to have the last word. Go ahead.
I don't know anything about politics. I get enough trouble talking about baseball. But in business, and I run my company, there's a lot of women owners.
Yeah.
And you can't discriminate. If I have to go to dinner to close a deal, I'm not going to stay away from that business because she's a female.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
Next week on The View, the Hot Topics just keep coming. Plus, look who's hitting our house. Helen Hunt, Tip T.I. Harris, and Kurt Russell. Yes! And just wait till you see what happens when Morgan, Michael, and Alan hit the table.
Hey, hey, hey.
Next week on the Emmy-nominated View.
She says that we need to watch the crosstalk. We were talking over each other.
We just got a lecture.
We got a lecture.
That's us getting in trouble, Alex.
We
We're
got
talking so much.
But we're so
Okay.
excited.
But you'll like this topic because Captain America star Chris Evans is still gushing about his ex, a comedian, a very funny comedian named Jenny Slate, saying that, quote, she's my favorite human. Aw.
Aww.
Are you friendly with any of your exes?
Well, look, I'm best of...
And how many are there?
Cynthia, who's the mother of my two beautiful girls, Natasha and Ella, who's 12 and 8. Yeah, I mean, literally, people ask, do you guys have the kids 50-50? We have them 100%, 100%. And we live 5 blocks away from each other.
Wow.
And she'll come over, whether I'm there, if I'm home, she'll come over, have dinner, we'll do homework together, and then Cynthia goes home, and vice versa. I can go to her house at any time. It's just really incredible. My girls can walk to each other's home.
Wow.
Yeah, we're very
It's
lucky.
a very fluid relationship.
But that's important when you have children. I've seen too many times where you have this parental alienation, where one parent is trying to pit the other parent, you know, the children against the other parent. I think you're doing the right thing. That's important. But what about when it's just like an ex?
The ones you don't have kids with.
Yeah, someone that's seen you
Yeah, what
naked.
do you need that for?
Yeah. I think once you've seen someone naked, you don't need to be
Why do you want to go to a
friends.
yard sale with somebody you faked an orgasm with? I'm sure this panel can relate.
I mean, you know, you gave me advice once. We were talking. I had a friend that we had been best friends first, and then we dated for a little while, and it didn't work out. Then we became friends again, and it wasn't an issue for me because I didn't have a partner that I was really serious about. But Sonny said to me, you know, this may be an issue for you one day, and it was when I first started dating this guy that I'm serious with now. It bothered him, and I understood it, and I had to adjust because there weren't children involved. There was a dog though, which got tricky. But
you won.
which I won. But we had to adjust the relationship. So I think my priority is make the person, you have to be comfortable, and the person that you're with has to be comfortable, and then anything is possible. And in whatever that situation looks like, for me, it meant that my relationship had to change, that it was hard to say to my new boyfriend, that part of this relationship is long past. It's not.
Seeing
it's
each other
hard.
naked.
It's hard.
Alex raises a good point with the kids, because I think when you have kids, that does raise the kind of pressure to make sure it works.
They trump everything.
For me, I think there's no reason to necessarily kidless be best friends with their exes, because I think that muddies the water as well. But I've had exes that, like, when they come back into town after a couple years...
Are you going out for drinks?
Yeah. Not drinks. But
Coffee.
not drinks. No.
Coffee.
Not drinks. Lunch. But I say to Max, and it's very equal. Like, I'll say, so-and-so's coming back to town. He asks to get lunch while he's in town. He's like, cool, call me when you're done. Like, we both are very, I think it's the transparency you spoke about.
I spent almost 13 years with Cynthia, and she's an incredible lady. I have so much respect, and what an amazing mother. But I think when you have children, it just trumps everything.
It does.
That's true.
It does.
I think we all
They
agree
come
about that.
first.
Speaking of Trump,
Why'd you do that, Alex?
Alex,
You took her back to the water.
well, this is sort of one of Trump's minions. This is about Mike Flynn, the former national security advisor who was fired for his ties to Russia. Do you know that? You remember that? Okay. Now he's willing to testify in exchange for immunity. Okay? So let's have a flashback Friday to what he said when Hillary was under fire. Watch this.
The very last thing that John Podesta just said is no individual too big to jail. That should include people like Hillary Clinton. I mean, 5 people around her have been given immunity, to include her former chief of staff. When you are given immunity, that means that you've probably committed a crime.
You know what my mother used to say? My mother, the Italian lady, used to say, don't spit up in the air. It comes back in your face. So, okay, question number 1. Should they give him immunity?
No.
No. What do you think, Sarah?
I don't think so.
No.
Well, it depends.
Alex?
I can think of several times in my life where I needed immunity.
That's a good one. Okay. What do you think?
Look, you know, it depends. There are times when prosecutors give, you know, full use immunity, or they just give a little bit of immunity because they're going for a bigger fish. And you got to think about it. This is a criminal investigation of this administration's ties to Russia. Don't we all want to know what happened here?
What happened?
And
How
I
much
think
did they influence the election,
And I
for
think we
example?
want to know what was going on at the very top.
What do you
And
think,
so
Joy?
if Michael Flynn can give that information, if I were the prosecutor, he would have full immunity. I want him to talk.
I would think he should get it also because, as she said, you need the bigger fish. But the interesting thing is that Trump tweeted that he should get immunity.
Which is
He's lost.
What is he doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't realize.
Because obviously, if he gets immunity, he's going to turn Trump in. Now, what is Trump doing? Is he losing it or what?
He doesn't realize. I don't think he understands. He doesn't realize that if this guy goes ahead and doesn't face prosecution, that he's going to reveal all the details. This is when Trump knew that Flynn discussed sanctions. Remember, Flynn already lied to everybody. We didn't discuss the sanctions. Then we did discuss the sanctions. So you have Trump's potential collusion with Russia. When Trump knew about all this Flynn stuff, I mean, this could open the
Maybe
floodgates.
there's nothing there.
Or maybe
Well,
he just
maybe
doesn't
that's
know
why
what
he's
this
saying
means.
it, because he could be
Well,
confirming he's not scared of it if...
You know there's something there. Every one of them
I know
practically
there's
has a
something there, but
connection.
otherwise it's pure stupidity.
But this guy's
I'm trying to give him a little
guy's in office 70 days. It has been dysfunction junction from the get-go. Lock him up. Lock him up. We'll be right back with even more hot topics.
The View Slide is still lighting it up from coast to coast. So it's time to look alive, people, and check out how the View Slide is energizing America. Now, it's time to electrify us with your View Slide. Check out our website to learn the moves. Then upload your video and post it on social media with #ViewSlide. The best and the brightest will be featured right here on the show.
Welcome back to the show. So Donald Trump says he will not throw out the first pitch to kick off Major League Baseball season. Is he afraid of making a fool of himself? And since when is that a problem for him?
When you think of the pitching and like the response he'd get from the crowd, I think he's afraid of getting booed.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I personally have been booed in every city, in every stadium. I didn't discriminate.
But isn't it a tradition for famous people to throw out the first pitch? Check out some of these. We have some video. That
It's a
is
Kardashian.
Oh, wow. 50 Cent.
This set us back about 2 minutes.
Did he know which way?
Oh. Is it that hard to do?
I asked Alex,
guess so.
I said, I don't watch a lot of baseball.
Yeah.
I just figured out who he was today. So, but I asked him, do people get booed a lot? And you said...
Well, I have a PhD at getting booed.
You're an expert at the boo.
You just get used to it after a while.
You said presidents don't typically.
No, not presidents, but I did want to see from a scouting report who had a better throwing arm, Trump or Obama. So we're not going to get to see
Bush.
that.
Yeah.
We'll have to add a third.
Bush was good,
He was
wasn't
good.
he?
He pitched it well.
Well, you see that Bush and Obama, there they are.
Look,
Well, wait a minute. Bush owned a baseball team, did he not?
Texas Rangers.
Yeah, so
That's
I know.
Boy, that was so
Here
sporty.
and there. If I'm like an idiot savant. Sometimes I'm half right about that. What I was going to say is Trump also will not go to the correspondence dinner
Yeah.
this year where they make fun of him. He's so thin-skinned. It's almost as thin as his hair at this point. I mean, he's afraid to throw the pitch. He's afraid to get booed. He has to be adored. He has to be loved. He has to be admired.
I feel like with
I mean, it's exhausting just being around this guy.
With his reactions, I'm surprised, not just president, I'm surprised he ever wanted to be a celebrity. Because I'm sure you can vouch for this, but the good comes with the bad. There's a cost for all that attention, and a lot of it's negative and criticism.
Yeah, but he had his own show, so he was in control.
Right.
For me, I think he's a control freak.
But all
so
you
I
need to
think
do
when
is
he's
practice. You just practice.
No,
What?
yeah, he can't practice.
No,
but he
and it's
can't.
gonna be good.
I love Carnegie Hall over here. She's
Practice. I would practice every hour, as you know.
It's not about the ball. It's about people in the bleachers
Yeah,
who hate him,
that's
who
what
are going
I'm
to
saying.
scream.
But if he
and
kills
boo.
it, I mean, come on.
They booed Obama when he was there, right? A couple of people booed Obama.
It's never 100%.
Yeah, but he doesn't want any of it.
He
Just
doesn't
adore
want
him.
it.
That's
I
all
don't
he
think
wants.
he trusts himself to respond well to negative criticism. So that's why he doesn't go to the White House
Can you
correspondence.
kiss?
No.
I'm curious if they do all things.
I bet when he's in bed, he has a clapper. Remember that?
I got to say this.
Every time he, oh, you were fabulous. Boom, boom.
I know.
It's not a bad idea.
I was gonna
That was
say.
a great little gizmo. I love that.
Joy,
What?
one of the best moments in my 23-year career was after 9/11,
Yeah.
and President Bush came, and it was such a heroic time for him to come out, and he absolutely threw a strike. It was an awesome moment at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. See? It can be an incredible
Uniting.
It can be an incredible moment if he kills it, if he just practices.
We're enjoying
Pitching is
Bush
very
lately.
hard, though.
We're enjoying Bush lately because compared to this one, he's like Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
You've discovered like this newfound love for Bush.
I
I'm
know
loving
his
this.
flaws and I know what he did. I'm just saying in comparison.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. How excited we are for him. Dandelion, come on out. Oh, he's retiring. Oh.
Don't worry, Dandelion's not done yet because he's about to embark on a retirement tour, taking in sights around the country to live out some of his dreams.
Aw.
In fact, one item on his bucket list is to come to The View. Dandelion, you don't look old enough to retire yet, but this guy does. You've retired, Dave.
I have.
So, any advice for this retiring one?
Maybe try a little broadcasting, or maybe co-host here as a guest.
Yeah.
Because he seems so talkative. Alex!
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was nice to have you. I didn't use you a lot because I'm more of a pink girl, but it was really nice to know you were there.
That's a great color.
It is
It's
a great color. Clearly didn't get enough respect in his life.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You can't have a box with just 23 crayons, so be on the lookout for Dandelion's replacement color, although he can never be replaced. Thanks to Crayola, members of our audience are getting an Inspiration art case and a $50 Crayola voucher. We'll be right back.
Next, Katie Sagal opens up the drug-fueled rock and roll whirlwind she survived before making it big on TV. So the ladies were talking
Black China. She and Rob Kardashian have a baby, and she has another baby, or it's not a baby, with Tyga. And she's saying Tyga is not stepping up and paying child support.
I'm so upset about this because if Black China's not happy, I'm not happy.
Baby, it's The View on ABC.
Before Katie Sagal, look how gorgeous she looks. Before Katie Sagal hit it big on Married with Children and Sons of Anarchy, she lived on an entirely different rock and roll, wild, crazy life. I couldn't believe it in this book. And she leaves nothing out in this memoir, Grace Note. So please welcome Katie Sagal. You know, she's kind of a regular here. You've come on many times.
I know I have, but
Yeah.
it's been a while. It's nice to see you, and nice to see all the new people.
We brought a new view for you.
I know, nice.
You're welcome,
I am
Katie.
a big fan.
Oh, well,
Big
thank
fan,
you
yeah.
so much.
So let's get it right into the book, okay?
Okay.
Because we would like to sell it.
All right, great. That's why I'm here.
But you write very candidly in the book about your 15-year battle with alcohol and drugs, and how you really lived a double life, even as you were developing your career. So how did that all start? Tell us about it.
You know, first of all, I just want to say that I wrote about it in the book because I started the book as something for my children. And there's no way to talk about my life without talking about what I went through in my younger years. I started as an adolescent, and I was a fat kid. And it started with diet pills. And so my doctor prescribed diet pills, and then before I knew it, there I am with Grandma Rose and my brother David. And then that sort of led into, you know, recreational drinking, and I was smoking weed, and it was the 70s, and, you know, it just kind of one thing led to another. And before I knew it, I was addicted to substances, and it was sort of a daily thing for me for the next 15 years. I was functioning.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What point did you realize you had a problem?
You know, my life had been in the music business. I worked as a singer and a songwriter for all my 20s, and then suddenly the doors of acting opened.
Wow.
And yeah, that was me and my bands. And I started working in television, and I had to show up early to work. And I was someone who went to bed early. And, you know, so it was kind of a contradiction. And, you know, I remember I was working on a show, and somebody on the show started talking about sobriety to me out of nowhere. And out of nowhere, I sort of looked at this person and said, oh, yeah, me too. I completely lied. And what I realized in hindsight was that the seed had been planted a few years before by various people in my life, by just my own awareness that something was wrong. And I got clean. And, yeah.
That is worth it. Now, you have 3 beautiful children.
I do.
But in one of the more painful moments in the book, you speak about the stillbirth of your first child, Ruby.
Right.
And that loss and coping with it, and how you actually blamed yourself.
Yes, it was a very difficult thing. I lost a child at almost 8 months, and I could not wrap my brain around. This is what they say about stillbirth, that 60% of it is God's will, and there's no medical reason. And that was what I was told. And I just couldn't let go of the control of somehow I had done something wrong. I was either sick and didn't know it, I had overworked, I had done something to lose this child, which I think as a mother, You know, that's what we feel. And so it took me a year of like, I had trouble leaving the house. I went to all kinds of psychic healers and doctors and this. And it finally came to me through a Buddhist friend of mine that sometimes we have these little souls that come in and out and that their mission is completed. And that made sense to me because this little soul that came in actually did a lot of healing in the rest of my life. It brought my baby daddy at the time, who eventually became my husband, but was a baby daddy at the time, brought us closer. It did a lot. She did a lot of healing, and I wouldn't have the 3 I have if I hadn't had her. So it kind of helped me to make peace with it. But it was a very difficult.
Well,
it was
you know,
very difficult.
this book, I read it, is incredible, and it's so honest and so transparent. And thank you for that. And you talk about your third child, you write about your third child, Esme, that you had via surrogate when you were 52.
Yes.
And you originally planned to adopt, but you found surrogacy easier than adoption.
Yes. Well, not the problem, but the issue with adoption was that you cannot speak to the birth mother honestly. You can't ask them questions. My husband and I are not subtle people. So you're not supposed, you know, the whole thing is the birth mother has to pick you.
Yeah.
So when you speak to a birth mother, you can't say, like, are you taking vitamins? Are you on drugs? Are you drinking? And so we kept failing because we just couldn't keep our mouths shut, really. And understand it was very difficult, especially what, you know, you've been through any kind of trauma with a child. You want to know what's happening. And so for us, and I think, you know, my husband also, he did like the idea of surrogacy and passing genetics along, and it was his first genetic child. And so we found that process much easier, and we found a surrogate that lived very close to us, so we could go to every doctor's visit. We were there for her birth. She, you know,
and
she latched on to me. Yes, and we could ask her questions. We could give her vitamins. We could really take care of we could take care of her. So it was an easier process. Yeah.
So, on another side of you is your music.
Yes.
Because that's your first love. And you were backup singer for you were one of the Harlettes, right?
I was a Harlette.
A Harlette was a backup singer for Bette Midler.
Yes.
And many other, you know, great, incredible people.
Yes.
Etta James. Etta James. Oh, fabulous.
Fabulous. That was fabulous.
Also, Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan. I didn't even know Bob Dylan had backup singers.
He did. And then he fired me after a couple months. But I always talk about it because it was, like, amazing to sing just like a woman, even in a rehearsal hall.
Yes. Wow.
So
that's something.
Yeah.
And I've seen many of Bette's shows.
Right.
And she always has this mermaid thing going on in the wheelchair, right?
Yeah.
So tell us the story about that, about what happened.
Well, it was, first of all, very difficult to learn how, we had, this is the story I'll tell you. We had rehearsal fins. So she does this bit where you come out in an electric wheelchair and you're wearing a mermaid fin, and then you have to dance in your mermaid fin like you're a rockette.
Yeah.
And then you have to jump out of your wheelchair and roll around on the ground and sing, like in 3-part harmony, these kind of like Andrew Sisters harmonies. I mean, it was insane.
Fabulous.
It was fabulous.
You should check her out.
It's a fabulous part of the show, but it was crazy making. And so we'd go to rehearsal and we'd have these little rehearsal fins where they'd tie your legs together. And then you had to learn how to like roll out of your chair and then roll on the ground. Oh, and I did the poi balls. Do you know what those are?
Yes.
Each one of us had to do a little thing.
A what?
So I would hop to the front of the stage in my little, my mermaid fin and do these things with the poi balls.
Is that a mermaid move or a food?
It's a Hawaiian thing. And, you know,
Poi.
Bette,
I know poi.
Bette is Hawaiian. So, you know, she incorporated her Hawaiian things into the show.
She's Jewish, but she's from Hawaii.
Jewish. She's right.
She's
the only
Hawaiian.
Jewish girl that grew up in Hawaii. Is what, did I just say she's Hawaiian?
Yeah.
No, she's not Hawaiian.
Okay, you got your first big break as Peg Bundy in Married with Children.
Yeah.
Which is celebrating its 30th year anniversary.
I know. I just found that
30
out.
years. 30 years.
Wild.
And you probably didn't think it was going to last this long or it was going to be such a big hit. But you do have some crazy fans.
Yes, crazy fans.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
There's one right right here, by the way.
We had quite a rabid fan base at the time, and you know, I think would you like me to tell you the story of how my bra was stolen from the?
Sure.
Really?
They kind of prepped me on this. There's the Fredericks of Hollywood Lingerie Museum in California.
I've been there.
And Peg Bundy's bra was put into the museum. So, see, there she is. There, I had to dress up like Peg Bundy and go to the museum. And so during the LA riots, one of the big things that happened is somebody broke into the museum and stole my bra, stole Peg Bundy's bra. Yeah, stole Peg Bundy's bra, and I think a priest. It was later. The guy felt so bad apparently and had so much remorse. No, he returned it to his priest.
Oh my God!
So somewhere there's a picture of a priest with a bra.
Now, there's one remake that you're going to be in.
Yes.
Super excited. I'm so jealous. Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
Can you believe this? And you get to play
watermelon.
a hot divorcee. I hear.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, I play Vivian, who is the divorcee who seduces the young Johnny
Dancing partner.
Yeah, and I know I'm
Naughty
so
little vixen.
excited.
You're gonna be amazing.
Because I get to sing and dance, and Andy Blackenbuehler, you know, who's the choreographer from Hamilton, he did the choreography.
Oh, wow.
It's coming out on ABC. Yeah, it's going to be really good.
I have to tell you something. You have had an unbelievable career. Very
pretty good, right?
I mean, music and drama and comedy, everything. You've done it all.
I know. I'm blessed.
And now a book.
And now she's an author.
Our thanks to Katie Segal.
Thank you.
Her memoir, Grace Notes, is available now, and everyone in our audience is going home with a copy. We'll be right back.
Monday, spring in to view your deal for at least half off this season's hottest boots, bling, and beauty.
Welcome back. Alex, you're a busy guy these days, I understand. So tell us about your new show.
You know, we're at Fox, and we do the pre and post game, and we have an incredible cast. This is my third year, and Pete Rose is a lot of fun, and we have Kevin Burkhardt, our quarterback, and Frank Thomas, and it's just like a family. So tune in, watch us.
So, baseball season begins this Sunday, and you brought something for the audience.
Yeah, so opening days on Sunday. I'm still with the New York Yankees, my 14th opening day. Wow. And we brought a present. Everybody in the audience is going to get a New York Yankee hat.
That's great. You know, that hat is big enough for my head.
It's big.
That hat's big enough for my
I like the
head.
Mets fan back there. He's like, oh my gosh. It's amazing.
So we want you to have a great day, everybody, and take a little time to enjoy the view.